We're going to start standing. As I was just saying, we're going to do this in 3 parts. So it's kind of a full moon salutation. When we do moon work, we work left to right instead of right to left. And in theory, we should be able to get through this 3 times. If you're doing this later and you're not doing it live with me right now, it's totally cool. You could, in theory, just do the first 20 minutes and then hang out, and you would be totally cool, and it would totally work. So it's kind of nice. It's a little bit repetitive, but it's also a long enough sequence that, in theory, we should be able to get through it. All right, so we're going to start in the middle of the mat. Turn all 10 toes one direction. Look down to your feet. Find your second toe in line with your heel. And find your feet hip distance apart. So you should be able to get 2 fists between the balls of your feet. From there, drop your hands down by your side. Open your palms up in front of you. Drop your shoulder blades down your back. Touch all 4 finger pads with your thumb. Back and forth. Squeeze your hands together. Open them up. Make your hands in a fist. Roll your wrists 3 times. The other direction 3 times. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Touch your palms, look up through your thumbs. Exhale, your hands to heart center. Rub your palms together, build a little heat. Start to come into your body, how you feel. Once your hands start to get warm, cover your hands over your eyes. Stretch your jaw, stretch your face. You can make funny faces, nobody sees you. Exhale, drop your hands down by your hips. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge through the hips. Fold all the way down to the mat. Let your fingertips grace the mat. From there, grab your opposite bicep. Drop to the crown of the head, sway a little bit from side to side. There's no rush. There's no hurry. So to notice the small of your back, how you feel this morning. Exhale, let your hands come back down to the mat. Inhale up halfway. Bring your hands to your shins or your thighs. Reach long through the crown of the head. Press out through your hips. Exhale, fold. We'll do this 2 more times. Link your breath with your movement. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. 3rd time, inhale up halfway. Exhale back down. Grounding into your feet, slip your hands by your side, rise all the way up. Touch your palms overhead, look up through your thumb. Exhale your hands to heart center. All right, let's start to move into the sequence. Inhale your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge down to the mat. Take an active forward fold. So first choice, grab the backs of your ankles with your hands. Wrap your arms around your legs. See how much of your arm you can get around your leg. Drop your head down to the mat, then lift through your hips. Bring your hands back around to the front. From here, we're going to find Utkatasana. You can heel toe your feet together or leave your heels in line with your sit bone. We'll take 1 breath into Utkatasana, sitting back into your heels. Inhale, reach your hands up towards the sky. As you exhale, stand tall. Bring your hands to heart center. From here, open your hands up wide. Step your feet up so your feet are directly underneath your wrists. From there, turn your right toes out. Early Trikonasana, early triangle pose. Reach long through that right hand. Hands down towards the mat. Let your right hand find something. Your shin, your thigh, the floor. Open up through your left shoulder, through your left hip. Inhale, rise back up. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. Reach your left hand long. Activate through the hamstring. Let your left hand come down towards something. Your right hand reaches up. Inhale, rise back up. From here, bring your gaze towards your left foot. Bring both of your hands forward. Step your right foot to meet your left. From there, bring your right foot back a third of the way. So you can bring both of your hips around. Your left foot is forward. Bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Bring your thumb and your pointer finger together strong. Your biceps to your ears. From there, drop your hands over to the right. And drop your hands over to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, look up. Engage your belly up and in. As you exhale, put your hands out in front of you, long in front. Inhale, return up. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold down to the mat. Frame your left foot, drop through the crown of your head. Step your right foot to meet your left. Inhale up halfway, reach long through the crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet. Keep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead. Look up through your thumbs. Exhale up, heart center. Step your left foot back a third of the way. Bring both of your hips around. Right foot forward this time. Bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers the weird way, the way you didn't do it the first time. Biceps to your ears. Hands to the right. Hands to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, look up. Engage your belly up and in. Feel that squeeze. Exhale, reach long in front of you. Inhale, reach your hands back up. Exhale, hinge all the way down to the mat. Frame your right foot. Drop to the crown of the head. Step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale up halfway. As you exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot back and then your right. Find plank pose. Find your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Your heels pressed out long behind you. Feel that reach through the crown of the head, that length. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, drop your knees. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, drop your chin and your collarbone between your thumbs. Take your gaze forward. Exhale, slide your feet back behind you. Ground your toenails. Inhale, look up, Cobra. As you exhale, curl your toes under. Press up knees first, back into your hips. Find down dog. 5 breaths here. If you like a little movement to wake up your dog, that's fine. A little early in the practice still. From there, inhale your left foot up to the sky. Reach long across your left heel. Exhale, step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Line your foot up with your hand, your elbow with your calf. Press down into your left hip. Step your left foot back. Press back to down dog. Inhale your right foot up to the sky. Step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Line your foot up with your hand, your elbow with your calf. Press down into your right hip. Step your right foot back. Again, with control, drop your knees to the mat. Drop your chin, drop your collarbone. Keep your gaze forward. Slide your feet back, ground your toenails. Inhale, look up, Cobra. Exhale, all the way back. Down dog. From here, we're going to step 1 foot at a time into Navasana. So bring your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Then step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Sitting back into your heels. Drop your sit bones down towards the ground. Bring your elbows inside of your knees. Press your hands together. Lift to the crown of the head. Bring your hands back behind you, shifting your weight back into your hand. Take a seat. Take your feet straight out in front of you. Ground your heels down into the mat. Bring your toes back towards your shins. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Now, maybe your hands land on your shins, maybe your thighs. Maybe you reach down, you take toe grasp. Maybe you bring your hands around your feet. Whatever makes sense. Find a nice forward fold. Bring your gaze back down to your feet. Grab up. Oh, well, come on. Plant your palms. From there, scoot your bum up towards your heels. Grab behind your knees. Find Navasana, boat pose. Stay long through the collarbone, lift through the crown of the head. You can stay here. You can reach your hands out to the side. If you want, you can touch all four finger pads with your thumb. Reach your hands together. Your hands in the fist. Roll out your wrist. Whatever makes sense. From there, bend your knees, grab the front of your shins. Inhale, look up to the sky. As you exhale, curl out your spine. Come down to your back. Line your heels up with your sit bones. Reach down, touch your heels. Pressing into your feet and your shoulders. Lift your pelvis up towards the sky. Find bridge pose. Exhale. Drop your hips back down to the mat. Grounding into the small of your back. Lift your feet straight up towards the sky. Grounding into your shoulder blades. Lift your hands straight up towards the sky. Let your palms face in towards each other. Stay active through your fingertips. Actively press through the balls of your feet. Bring your toes back towards your shins. From there, bring your knees into your chest. Cross your legs at your ankles. Rock up to your feet. Back to your shoulders. To your feet. To your shoulders. Then with control, rock up and over your knees. Plant your hands. Step back. You can find tabletop and take a nice cat-cow. You can step all the way back to plank. Take your way through our throat opener into Cobra. Or take a different variation as you wish. Everybody, as you exhale, find your way back to down dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale, bring your heels up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees down towards the mat. Stepping your left foot forward first and then your right. Find the top of the mat. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet. Keep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Exhale, heart center. All right, step back to the middle of that. Turn all 10 toes that same direction. Find your feet hip distance apart. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Second time, we'll start adding variations. Exhale, fold down to the mat. Again, active forward fold. So grab the backs of your ankles. Second option is to take your peace fingers around your big toes. Let your palms face in towards each other. Bend into your elbows, drop to the crown of the head. Everybody bring your hands back around to the front. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. From there, heel toe your feet together or leave your heels in line with your sit bone. Sitting back into your heels, we'll take Utkatasana for 3 breaths. Bring your hands up towards the sky. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, stand tall. Bring your hands to heart center. Open your hands up wide. 2 choices here. You can step your feet out, or you can take a hop and land your feet directly underneath your wrist. We'll start with the left leg first this time. Take your left leg out. Reach long through your left hand. Hands down towards Trikonasana. Maybe you're starting to feel a little bit more open through the left hip. and you go for toe grasp. Whatever makes the most sense for you. Inhale, rise back up. Right side, turn your right toes out. Reach your right hand long, hands forward. Work towards equanimity side to side. See how you feel. See how your breath changes, how the pose changes. Inhale, rise up. This time we're going to take revolved Trikonasana on each side as well. So turn your left toes out. Bring your left hand to your left hip. I step my right foot forward a little bit so I can bring my right hip around. Reach your right hand. Your shoulder and your armpit are going to dip down towards the floor. Press back into that left hip. That can be it. Maybe you touch the ground. Maybe you touch a block. Maybe you only find your shin. Maybe you're there and you want to open up through the left side as well. Inhale, rise all the way up. Turn all 10 toes one direction. Turn your right toes out. Revolved on the right side, right hand, right hip. Again, I step my left foot around. Reach your left hand long, reach. Press back into your right hip. Let your left hand come down towards something. Settle into your breath. As you lose your breath, settle back. Come back to the breath. Exhale. Let your right hand come down to the mat. Frame your right foot. From here, we step our left foot to meet our right. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground into your feet. Keep your hands by your side. Rise all the way up. Exhale, heart center. We're going to start right side forward first this time. So bring your left foot back a third of the way. Left hip comes around. Your hips facing the same direction. Even plane. Bring your hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers, biceps to your ears. Hands to the right. Hands to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, look up. Engage your belly. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hinge through the hips, fold down, frame your right foot. Drop to the crown of the head. Now you can stay here for 5 more breaths, extending your pyramid, or you can start work standing split. You can bring your hands 8 inches in front of your right foot. From there, grounding into your hands and your right foot. Reach your left foot up to the sky. If you want, bring your right hand and your left hand to the back of your right ankle. Wrap your arms around your leg. Reach your left foot up to the sky. From there, step your left foot to meet your right. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground and rise all the way up. Touch your palms overhead. Look up through your thumb. Exhale, heart center. Other side, step your right foot back a third of the way. Right hip comes around. Hands up and over. Interlace your fingers the weird way. The way you didn't do it the first time. Biceps to your ears, hands to the right. Hands to the left. Come back to center. Inhale, look up, engage your belly up and in. Exhale, reach your hands out in front of you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge all the way down to the mat. Frame your left foot. Drop to the crown of the head. Find your breath in your diaphragm. Even in a folded position. After the next breath, hold pyramid for 5 more, or transition into your standing split, whatever makes the most sense for you, for your breath, for this side. Just in this moment. Let your right foot come down to meet your left. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back and then your left. Find plank pose. You're welcome to take your chin through again. If you want, take a tricep push-up, come all the way down to the mat. Come all the way back up. Then with control, lower all the way down. Ground your toenails. Inhale, look up, Cobra. Exhale, press back down, down. We're going to slightly vary from the first time we did this. If you want to just hold lizard on each side, that's cool. If you want a little bit of motion, what we're going to do is we're going to inhale up and over to plank pose. From there, you're going to step your right foot up over your left. Then you're going to bring your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. You're going to press down into your left hip. Then you're going to step your left foot up over your right. Step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. And press down into your right hip. Back and forth a couple of times. The next time you get to your right, pause. Now, you can settle into that half lizard here. Maybe you want to drop your knee this time, ground the top of your foot. Maybe you start to come into a deeper lizard pose and drop your forearms down to the mat. Whatever makes the most sense for you. Rise back up onto your hands. You're down on your forearms. Curl your toes under. Step your right foot over your left. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Find the other side. 5 breaths. Settle into it. There's no rush. There's no hurry. Rise back up. Step your left foot back. Find plank pose. Take that transition all the way back. So again, drop your knees and your chin. Take a tricep push-up all the way through Cobra. Whatever. This time we'll step our right foot forward first and then our left. 5 Navasana, second time. Navasana A, elbows inside of knees, totally fine. Navasana B, bring your thumbs to your third eye. Engage your pelvic floor, lift yourself 2 inches. Really squeeze into your pelvic floor. Exhale back down. Bring your hands back behind your hips. Take a seat. Bring your feet out in front of you. Inhale your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Take the variation that makes the most sense for you. Inhale, rise up. Bring your hands back down to the mat. From there, scoot your hips forward. Grab behind your knees. Navasana. Navasana, totally fine. Ardha Navasana. Second variation. Lower down towards the mat. Leave your back and your legs off the mat. Reach your fingers down towards your toes. From there, inhale, rise up. Grab the front of your shins. Inhale, look up to the sky. As you exhale, curl out your spine. Come down to your back. Line your heels up with your sit bones. This time, bend your elbows. Reach your hands up towards the sky. Pressing into your elbows, your shoulders, and your feet. Lift your pelvis. Exhale back down. Grounding into the small of your back. Lift your feet up towards the sky. Grounding into your shoulders. Lift your hands up towards the sky. Let's find a little motion this time. Take a nice inhale, reach. As you exhale, bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Then inhale, reach. Then exhale, touch your hands and your feet all the way down to the mat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend 90 degrees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands and feet all the way down to the mat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, all the way down. One more time each side. Reach up. Bend your knees. Cross your legs at your ankles. Rock up feet. Shoulders. Feet. Up and over your knees. Plant your hands. Again, tabletop. All the way back to down dog. Back to plank. Tricep push-up. Then all the way down. Whatever. Find your weight. And down dog. Stepping your right foot forward first and then your left. Find forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground and rise all the way up. Put your palms overhead, look up through your thumbs. Exhale, heart center. All right, third time. Sit to the middle of the mat. Turn all 10 toes. Add more variations this time. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, fold down to the mat. Grab the backs of your ankles. Take toe grasp. You can always just sway a little bit from side to side if you're starting to lose your breath. Or take gorilla, rocking back on your heels. Let your toes find your wrist. The ball of your foot finds your palm. Draw through the crown of the head, through the hips. Bring your hands back out in front of you. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. 5 breaths in Utkatasana this time, sitting back into your heels. Reach your hands towards the sky. Exhale, stand tall. Bring your hands to heart center. Open your hands up wide. Step or hop. We'll start with the left side. Left toes out. Trikonasana. Reach your left hand long. Third time into triangle pose. Find the pose. See where it is at this point. Inhale, rise up. Turn your right toes out. Reach your right hand long. Trikonasana, third time. Rise up. Left toes out. Revolve Trikonasana. Left hand, left hip. Right hand reaches. Is down towards the ground. Reach to the left hand. Inhale, rise back up. Right side, right hand, right hip. Left hand reaches around. Press back into that right hip. The left hand come down towards something. Keep pressing back into that right hip. Only then we find the revolution. Inhale, rise back up. We're going to add on all 10 toes, one direction. Left toes turn out. From here, we're going to find warrior 2, left side. So bend into that left knee. Line your hips up with your shoulders. Reach your hands out wide. Drop your shoulder blades down on your back. Long gaze up that front middle finger. Settle into the practice. Settle into one breath. We haven't done this in a while. Look back over your right hand. Look back behind you. That's what we've done. This is the poses that got us here. That formed the practice to this point. Be grateful for it. Take your gaze over your left thumb. That's where we're going. That's the next breath. So take a deep inhale. Exhale, just this pose. Nothing more. If you want, we're going to hinge forward from here. You can let your left elbow find your left knee. Your right hand comes up and over, side angle. Or you can let your left hand dip down towards your ankle. Right hand reaches up and over. Your choice, your breath. Inhale, rise up. Straighten out your left leg. Turn your right toes out. Warrior two. Right elbow, right knee, or right hand down to your right ankle. Left hand up and over. Find that leg. Inhale, rise up. Turn all 10 toes one direction. Turn your left toes up. We're going to step back to the left side, doing left side again first for the third time. Step your right foot to your left. Pyramid third time. Step your right foot back. Hips come around. Hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Biceps to your ears. Hands to the right. Hands to the left. And back to center. Inhale, look up, engage your belly. Exhale, reach your hands out in front of you. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge all the way down to the mat. Frame your left foot. Drop to the crown of the head. All right, second series of 5 breaths. Hold pyramid or come into your version of standing split. Here on the left side, right foot floats. From there, bring your hands back down to the mat. Find your hands about 8 inches in front of your left foot. Hold pyramid, hold standing split, or shift your shoulders over your hands. Grip your thumb and your pointer finger down into the mat and lift your left foot up off the mat 5 times. Right foot meets left. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, fold. Ground and rise all the way up. Touch your palms overhead. Exhale, heart center. Step your left foot back a third of the way. Right foot forward. Left hip comes around. Hands up overhead. Interlace your fingers, biceps to your ears. Hands to the right. Hands to the left. Back to center. Inhale, look up, engage your belly. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge all the way down to the mat. Frame your right foot. Find your breath. Find your diaphragm. Press that weight up and into your right hip. Second 5 breaths. Your choice. Hold pyramid, standing split. Hold here, hands to the mat, hold there, or grip your thumb and your pointer finger down. We're just working that transition into a long straight arm, a grip into the mat, and then lifting our right foot up off the mat 5 times. Left foot meets right. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, plant your hand, step your left foot back, and then your right. Find plank pose. Your choice from here. Lower your knees, your chin. Lower all the way to the mat. Take Cobra or Chaturangas in your practice. Rock forward on your toes. Bring your shoulder heads over your fingers. Come halfway down. Ground the tops of your feet. Inhale up dog. Long through the collarbone. Exhale back. Down dog. We're going to add an extra step from here. Bring your left foot up to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot all the way through. Find low lunge. Your heel underneath your ankle, underneath your knee. Drop your right knee, ground your right foot. Bring both of your hands to your left knee. Press down into your left shin. From here, inhale your hands up overhead. Bend your left elbow, bring your hand between your shoulder blades. Now you can either take your right hand underneath, bring your fingers together, which, in my right shoulder is not happening this morning. Or you can bring your right hand to your left elbow. We're going to press down into that left hand. We're going to look up to the sky. Inhale your hands back up to the sky. Exhale, hands down. Frame your left foot. Curl your right toes under. Left foot to the sky. Then step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Third time lizard. Find your breath. What serves you? How you get into the pose. No rush. No hurry. You're down on your forearms. Slowly rise back up into your hands. Grip your thumb and your pointer finger into the mat. Curl your right toes under. Step your left foot back. Press back into down dog. All right, right side. Right foot comes to the sky. Step your right foot all the way through. Low lunge. Drop your left knee. Both of your hands to your right knee and press down into your right shin. Hands up overhead. Right hand comes between your shoulder blades on your back. Left hand comes underneath, or left hand finds right elbow. Gaze to the sky. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, hinge down. Frame your right foot. Curl your left toes under. Bring your right foot back up to the sky. Exhale, right foot outer edge of right hand. Line your foot up with your hand, your elbow with your calf. You can drop your left knee down to your forearms, whatever makes sense. Wake up under your hands. Right foot to the sky. Right foot back down to the mat. Third time into Navasana, left foot first. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand, your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Settle back into your heels, elbows inside of your knees. Navasana A, fine. Navasana B, fine. If you practice an arm balance, here's your shot. Bring your elbows to your knees. Bring your hands to the mat. Grip your thumb and your pointer finger down into the mat. Bend into your elbows. Stack your knees into your elbows. Bring your feet together behind you. Everybody, hands back behind you. Bring your feet out in front of you. Ground your heels. Inhale your hands up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward. Forward fold. Bring your hands back down by your hips. Bend your knees, hinge your weight forward. Grab behind your knees, Navasana. Come down, Ardha Navasana if you want. If you do that handstand practice, and handstand's gonna be part of your life this summer, this spring, then hinge to the small of your back. Leave your shoulder blades off the mat. Leave your legs off the mat. Reach your hands up overhead. Take your gaze up through your thumbs. Hollow back practice. Rise back up. Bring your knees into your chest. Grab the front of your shins. Inhale, look up. Exhale, curl all the way down to the mat. Line your heels up with your sit bones. Press into your feet, into your shoulders. From there, interlace your hands underneath. Drop one shoulder blade, then the next. Press out through your pelvis. Exhale. Drop the small of your back down to the mat. Bring your feet up towards the sky. Bring your hands up towards the sky. Start with a little motion. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend your elbows and knees. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands and feet. Inhale, reach. Ready? Right hand, left foot. Inhale up. Left hand, right foot. Inhale up. Bend your elbows and knee. Inhale up. Hands and feet. Inhale up. Right foot, left foot. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Inhale up. Bend your elbows and knees. Inhale up. Hands and feet. Inhale up. Right hand, left foot. Left hand, right foot. Inhale up. Elbows, knee. Inhale up. Hands, feet. Inhale up. Right hand, left foot. Inhale up. Left hand, right foot. Inhale up. Elbows, knee. Inhale up. Hands and feet. Inhale up. Right hand, left foot. Inhale up. Left hand, right foot. Let's do it one more time. Inhale up. Elbows, knee. Inhale up. Hands and feet. Inhale up. Right hand, left foot. Inhale up. Left hand, right foot. Inhale up. Bend your knees. This time reach up through your knees, find the lines of your feet. Find happy baby. Press your heels towards the sky. Your knees towards the ground. Find your breath. Let the bottoms of your feet come together. Let your knees come down one. Baddha Konasana. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Exhale, drop your hands down by your hips. All right, from here, I would suggest an inversion of some kind. Legs up the wall would feel really good. If you've lost your breath, if you're just like, whoo, I'm good. Take your legs at the wall. Get your hips as close as possible. I'm going to cue through shoulder stand. The key to shoulder stand is keeping the weight in your elbows and your shoulders and away from the back of your neck. So if you're coming into shoulder stand, drop your hands down by your hips. Take your feet long in front of you. Grab the mat with your hands. From there, bring your feet up. Grabbing the mat with your hands, lift your hips. Walk your hands up your back. Find the weight of the pose again in your shoulders and in your elbows. Press out through your toes. If plow is in your practice, let your feet come back over your head. Again, be cautious of the back of your neck. If you're coming out of shoulder stand, we take fish as our counterbalance pose. Bring your hands underneath our sit bones, our elbows underneath our back. Take your toes down towards the floor. Let your gaze come up and over. Look back behind you. Exhale, let go of your elbows. Down to your back. Inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Bring your knees into your chest. Let's take a twist. Take your hands out one. Drop both of your knees over to the right. If you want one more hamstring stretch, straighten out your left leg. Grab your left big toe with your right peace fingers. Come back up to center. Recenter your hips. Ground your palms. Drop both of your knees over to the left. Again, hamstrings this time, right big toe, left peace fingers. Everybody come back to center. One last time, dead bug pose. Center your hips underneath you. Reach your feet up towards the sky. Ground in your shoulder blades. Lift your hands up towards the sky. Take a moment here and check in. See how your body feels. Front to back, top to bottom, left to right. Check for equanimity. If there's something else you need, another pose, another movement, something else to complete your practice this morning, that's cool. Go for it. If you want, bend your elbows and your knees 90 degrees. Reach up through your knees. Again, find the bottoms of your feet. Find that happy baby pose. Bringing your knees down towards the ground, active through your heels. Maybe you rock a little bit from side to side. Let the bottoms of your feet come together. Let your feet come down to the mat. Let your knees square out wide. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. This can be it for you. You can transition into a more traditional Shavasana pose if that serves you. Or you can take another pose if that makes sense. as we slowly start to come back into our bodies, away from Shavasana, back into life, back into practice. Start first in your body itself. Take a moment. Be grateful for your body, grateful for what you can do, grateful for what you can accomplish. Grateful for the practice, the ability to practice, the time, the space, the energy, the health. Grateful for what makes you you. Nothing more. From there, bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your stomach. Use the practice of one breath to extend your attention span. Find the start of the inhale, the end of the exhale, nothing more. Long inhale, nice deep exhale. Let go of self-judgment. Of the last breath of what got you here. Resist that urge to expect the next breath. Just let it happen. Let it be there. One breath at a time. Nothing more. Slowly, with control, rise up into an easy seated pose. Drop your hands down by your side. Inhale up overhead. Exhale your hands to heart center. Touch your thumbs over your heart. Close your eyes if that serves you. Notice your heartbeat. We'll settle our practice today with one unified breath and two ohms. Om is a reminder that our voice is part of a universal voice, a universal whole. Choose your words carefully. Consider their intention. Consider their impact. Take one breath. Exhale out through our mouth, and then two ohms. Take a nice deep inhale in. And exhale out. Inhale. Again. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me, for hanging out. Do this, in my basement, but it's a lot of encouragement to have everybody out there joining me. If you've got any questions or comments, so feel free to hit me up. I like answering questions. And if something you want to work on in your practice and you want me to throw it in here, let me know. I'm happy to do that. So awesome. Have a great Thursday, everyone. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen.